So, let me explain a little bit about it. We'll go through the whole color book. Starting out with the natural series. All color lines have a natural series. This is natural and cool, okay? But there's red, yellow, and blue in all of our colors. So what happens is, it mimics natural hair color. So the pigments adhere and work best. So the red, blue, and yellow we give you at every level, at every color, and at every one of the colors throughout the book. So this is our N series. This is what we use when we want to look at what is the natural color of a hair. So we put this against it, minus whether it's ashy, minus whether it's red. She's a 6, she's a 5, she's an 8, or is she completely gray? We cover gray from level 1 to 10 completely. It is designed to work that way. And again, because of the dissipating ammonia, because of the oils, you can leave it on the hair indefinitely. I make this work for me all the time. I have a client who comes in, and I'm about to have one washed down, and she goes, I know I'm later, but I really need to be done now. I go over to the other client, I say, I just need to leave your color on a little bit longer. It's done, but I don't have to worry about it. I send the other client to the sink, and then I turn around and I just switch their appointments. So I have made it work for me in every way, shape, and form. So our N series is natural. We also have a natural series that's slightly warm called the Colon Olive. So what happens is you have a natural series, but now you have a little bit more red and a little bit more gold just to give it a slight bit of warmth. This is what you're going to have to look that makes people look healthier. They make them look alive. The natural series, again, won't go off tone because it's a tricolor base. All the way through the book, everything is a tricolor base. We have caramellos. I have to tell you, these are the most unbelievable colors I worked with for highlighting to create a caramel or to cover gray. They're not warm, they're cool caramels. So when you're lifting 10, 20, 30, 40 volume, and you want to create a color with the caramels, you are not going to get an abundance of red at all. It's going to keep it under control. The caramellos are just unreal. Many times, hairdressers like to use 5N, 6N, 7N, and these are the most popular colors. You talk to any salesman, any distributor of any color line. I try to work differently. I use these 3 caramels instead. I use 5CA, 6CA, and 7CA. And what I do with them is I allow them to do the work for me. I color it. The hair is completely covered, the grays are covered. The clients go, wow, it looks just like the caramels that you eat. It is soft. It does not matter who you put it on. It leaves the hair fabulous, as well as under control. Our C series is a little bit different than most color lines because there's 10% red in the C series. So you're not going to have a color in the ash series that's going to look green or off tone. You can even put this on gray hair because it is a tri-color base. We have blacks. These are called magic blacks. We have 1N also, as well as 1B, which is blue black, or 1V, which is a violet black. Now, we've got something else to actually make your life so easy. This is something that we're using more and more, and I'm finding more and more people are coming and saying, I don't want red, I don't want gold. I go right to the matte series, the I series. Oh, let me tell you, this is the best. So what happens is, the client comes in, they're telling me, oh, I keep getting red. I know right away when I hear this, I go to the matte series. And what I do is I take it, sometimes when we get to the smoky series, I'll explain the difference. And I put it on, they come out, they are in amazement. And their hair stays cool the entire time till they come back 4, 5, or 6 weeks later. It is amazing. Now let me explain the difference. Our ash series is more blue based. The matte series is more green based. So if you want to just create a nice tone in lifting the hair and you don't want warmth, we can use the C series with no problem. But if you want to cut it out, you want to remove it, you don't want to see it, the matte series, you know, there's always somebody who breaks every rule in the book. We now have a double matte series. It's double II, which it's just more intense, it is deeper, it is heavier pigmented, and what that means is that when you go to put it on that hair, especially when you're dealing with Hispanic hair or Middle Eastern hair that is really, really dark. Asian hair also, you go to lift it, you end up with a lot of warmth because they're so dark naturally. 2s, 3s, how do you get them lighter? You go in using the double matte or the matte series to avoid all of the red. Now, smoky. We have a beige and a smoky. They're similar but very, very different. Similar to how the C series differs from the I series, or may I say the Ash series from the matte. Ash leaves more natural look. The matte gets rid of it completely. The beige camouflages the gold. For years and years, we would do a double process. We'd have yellow in the hair. We would take the beige series and put beige over it. It would make the best sand blonde that you've ever seen. These can be used because of the low ammonia as colors, as toners. And if you use a 10 volume, you can turn it into a demi-permanent color. The smoky series is a little bit different. You know, have you seen where everybody's going and they're having gray hair and gray tones? It's easy. There's no science to this. If you pre-lighten the hair up, when you go back and you put smoky on top of it, realizing that 10 is the least amount of smoke, and of course as you go down, 6K is the most smoky. Smoky is designed to get rid of the yellow, and I mean eliminate it, get rid of it. Hasta la vista, baby. It's gone. And the beige series gives you a more natural tone. The smoky just cuts it out. So now, let's give you an example. Somebody who's gotten their hair lifted, highlighted, whether you use 40 volume going from a 6 to a 9, and you're just afraid you're going to have yellow. You're going to have mix the smoky with the matte together, and you will come out with the most beautiful neutral color you have ever seen. Or gold series. Golds are gorgeous. Cover gray, and there's 10% blue, so you're not going to become so over gold. You're only going to have a small amount. It's going to be natural, and again, like all the other colors, they're a tri-colored base. They are designed to get you there. We have an R series. Just to give you an example, we talk about tri-colored base. The R series is basically 20% yellow, 80% red, and there is no blue whatsoever in the R series. So the R series is for making beautiful, beautiful, deep copper tones. And if you wanted many people to go, well, I'll just mix the gold with the R and I'll make a red gold. We already have a series for you, so let me get there. We have a chocolate series. Chocolate is going to cover gray, and let me tell you something else that chocolate is absolutely fantastic for. How about if you take the chocolate series, low light your blondes with it? It's not going to fade, it's going to hold on. The pigment in these chocolates are a little bit different than the pigments throughout all of the series. And this particular pigment locks onto that blonde. It has enough warmth, you don't have to fill it. If the hair is white, you can always go with the CP. We have a chocolate and we have a chocolate chili pepper. And the chocolate chili pepper has that little bit more red in it. So when you're low lighting, you're actually filling the hair all at the same time. It makes your life easy, and it's going to stay for a long time. Now you heard me mention a few moments ago about the D and the R series, that many people used to mix them and create a red gold. We have it for you, 7RD and 8RD. Okay, they are beautiful. You don't need any mixing, put it right on gray hair, pull it through to the ends, not a problem. You will have an even tone from root to ends. Now, the Tutti Frutti series and the Titian series. Titian, when we talk about them, are a little bit more orangey than what was the R series, which were the copper series that we had a moment ago. The copper series is deeper, it's redder. When you go into the Titian series, and I'll give you an example. It's again 0 blue, but there's 30% yellow, 70% red. And that's the average of the 3 colors. So when you look at that versus the R series, 20% yellow, 80% red, you can see that this is much more orangey. It's going to be brighter. It's going to be lighter. These are fabulous, gorgeous colors. And then you get to the ones that my clients are going crazy for. As they say in Italian, tutti frutti. The Tutti Frutti series are leaving the hair tangerine, orange. And if you want to brighten up a red, or you want to brighten up a color, add a little bit of this to any of the colors. You are going to be amazed. This is a palette of paint. We don't give you this book a mile long. See page 242. It's just a couple of pages. I'm here, I want to go there. This is the developer I use. This is the underlying pigment. And I just, do I want to enhance it or do I want to get rid of it? Color is easy. And using AQUARELY, it's going to be even easier for you because the guidelines of looking at these colors to understand what you're going to get is so easy. We don't teach a color wheel, we have it. We don't teach it because we figure it's just easier to go linear. And I'm going to go over that with you before the end of this. I just want to go through the color book with you just so you have a better understanding of what we have to offer you as a color line to cover every one of your needs. So now we have a more intense red. These are called flame reds, RF, and RR. These reds are what we call hairdresser reds that are going, I call them, they're like a stop sign. You can see them from 3 blocks away. These are the colors that people get stopped in stores. They get stopped in restaurants that come to me and they come running in here. I'm like, I look at them and go, what's up? I just saw one of your clients. She was eating in the restaurant down the street. I don't necessarily want to be red like that, but I know you know how to do color. And that's what this is doing for me. I don't have to mix and match. Because of the tricolor base, I most of the time only need 1 color. If I want to tweak it a little bit, you never need to use 3 or 4 tones. Why? Because it is a tricolor base. There's red, yellow, and blue. So when you mix them together, if you start mixing more than 2, you're just making something in one of the other lines. You're making your life hard. Color is easy, and we're showing you that. So now we have a red intense. What the red intense is designed for, and also we have a natural intense series. So let me tell you what intense means in many cases. These are higher pigmented colors. And many color lines say, well, this is for covering gray. Truthfully, we don't need that for covering gray. We don't have a problem with that. But the reason we make it is because some people, there's two people out there, men, women, whomever, that have either over wiry hair, coarse, dense, thick hair that just will not take to color, or baby fine hair. You wash it and you just see the color rinsing down the sink. This is who you might want to add a little bit of the RI to it or a little bit of the NI, the natural intense series. So it's the same as the natural, but it's a deeper pigmented color. We have an Arctic series. Let me tell you, this Arctic series I use as a toner. I use it on gray hair. Now, let me give you this one. I had a client who comes to me, or has come to me, and when she kept coming in, I kept doing her color, and no matter what, she kept seeing gold, she kept seeing something, no matter what, and I used other color lines. So this came out, these new set of colors, and I tried it on her, and she looks in the mirror and goes, this is what I've wanted my entire life. I could never achieve this. And what it did was it took gray hair and it made it appear like double processed hair. Gray pigmented hair, well, gray actually has no pigment, and what happens is the reflection is poor, it looks dull, it just looks dried out. What this does is, because of the oils, soybean oil, coconut oil, essential fatty acids, wheat protein, UV inhibitors, all go into the hair and make the hair, fill the cuticle, okay? And make the hair shiny, resilient, and just manageable. I have to tell you, I can't tell you enough about this color line to just make you've got to try it. You have to use it. There's nothing better. Now, Irise, just like it says, these are your violets, your purple, and your plum tones. Mahogany. This is the one color I have found that on almost any skin tone, whether you use the 6, the 5, or the 4M. And these are, do them in every hair show I do around the world. The M series works with almost anyone's skin tone. It has some blue in it. It leaves the hair working with the natural pigment, the red, blue, and yellow that exists in the hair naturally, along with the red, blue that's in here, on the hair together. Complements almost any skin tone. You have to see this. The clients, when they come out on stage, when we do them for hair shows, everyone just sits back and they want to touch it. They want to get their hands in it, because it's just something you look at and your eyes just go wide open with it. Now, we have an SS series. These are our high lift blondes. We get 4 full levels of lift. Now, this is a 3.3 ounce tube. It is 100 mils. It's mixed 1 to 1.5. I can easily, out of most heads, get 3 heads of hair color from root to end done with this. Now, when you get to the SS series, the high lift blondes, what they do is I can get 4 full touch-ups out of it, because it mixes 2 to 1 or 1 to 2. 1 part color, 2 parts developer, and I can get usually 4 full highlights out of 1 tube of color. Do you know how much money you're saving doing that? It's unbelievable. Then we have additives. Now, the additives are a little bit different than some companies, because we have 2 of them, which are called regulators. These are intense regulators. This is without red, which of course is green, and then clear or neutral. This is to, if you need to compensate in any other color that you feel you see a little red, just add a little WR to it. These are permanent colors. These are not direct dyes. There is no direct dye used in any of our colors. They are all permanent, low ammonia, non-progressive colors that are going to make your life fantastic. We now have clear. Clear is in case, you run out of a color. You don't have 7N. You've used up 8N and 9N, but you have 6N. Well, if you take half of 6N and half of the clear, you will have 7N. Also, you do a color, you want to just tone it down a little bit. This is a shade diluter. It can also be used when people come after the summer. Many a times they've been in the sun and the sun has naturally lightened their hair. Well, guess what? You can do it the same way. There is absolutely no pigment. The problem many times what hairdressers do is they find a light blonde, they measure it up to where the client is, they put the color on, and guess what? It doesn't look the same, because this is artificial pigment. What happened was the client stood out in the sun, and while they were in the sun, little by little, progressively, their hair got lighter and lighter. And now, fall comes, winter comes, 2-3 months later, they have growth. You can mimic this natural pigment by putting the clear into the hair 10, 20, 30 volume. You can even do 40, but you don't want to get it lighter, of course, than the ends. You can also put it over the hair. It is not a shiner, but it does have all of the things in it. So if you want to break the base, all of the oils are in here. Very easy when you have a head of foil to go in with a clear 10 volume, put it all over everything, wait 5 minutes, take it off, and it just breaks the base enough to bring out the natural vibrancy, the little bit of brilliance that the hair may have had years ago that it no longer has. Also, we have a red additive, a yellow additive, a blue additive, and really important, a violet additive. You need to cut out more yellow or just a drop of yellow. The color's perfect, but you're seeing a drop more yellow than you want. Just go in, add the violet to it. It's perfect. I want to show you how easy it is to formulate hair. And I'm also going to show you something else. We have a paper swatch chart. The paper swatch chart, here are the NIs. These are so accurate and so well done. Here's your N series, your C series, your B series, your matte series, your beige, your smoky, your colonali, your carmelos, your chocolates, your autumnos, which is your RDs, your red golds, your reds, your violets, mahogany, Titian, tutti frutti, your RFs, your RIs, your 11 series, your SS, and your regulators, and your accent tones. Everything is here, so life can be very easy. You don't always have to use this big book. We have also added recently, these are the new ultra reds. You want red, and if you think the RFs, this is 8 ultra red, 7 ultra RF, 6 ultra violet. So if you wanted to make really intense color, you have that great young population, even the olders. You know what? You want to see more of this come through the hair? This is what you need to add to the color. So let me just tell you really fast what it's all about and how easy hair color is. Okay. Where am I now? This is really what we have to understand. Am I a level 5? Am I a level 6? Am I a level 3? Client comes in, I'll give you a scenario because I think this is the best one to use. Client comes in and we give you papers that explain all of this and how to do this. Client comes in and sit down and she goes, look, my hair is dark. I'm getting a little older. I haven't gone gray yet, but it's just a little too dark and I think it's a little hard. So in our consultation, we've decided to take her 2 levels to a 5. And because she's not going to see enough going only 1 level, so I take her to a 5. But she goes, I don't want red. And remember, all hair color lifts warm. So what I'm doing is this. In my consultation, I see that I have to go 2 levels. In our color line, our developers, 20 volume, will give you anywhere up to 1 full level of lift. 30 volume will give you 2, 40 volume will give you 3. And with the SS series, the high lift blonde, you will get 4 full levels of lift, starting at level 5 or lighter. So, the developers, just very quickly to give you a little sideline, the developers have oils in them also. Sesame seed oil, coconut oil, essential fatty acids, and there's one more that you really need to understand that's in there. It's called cetrimonium chloride. And what cetrimonium chloride does, it allows the color molecule to adhere to badly damaged hair. Do you ever see this hair that's like straw and you're trying to color it? Even if you put filler on it, you wash it and it has this like off cast. Well, the cetrimonium chloride is put in along with all the oils in the color and all the oils that are in the developer together, rebuild the hair. No matter how damaged, no matter how bad, the hair gets better and better. So, back to my client. You've talked her into a level 5. Our developer, I'm going 2 levels, I'm going to use 30 volume. Now, hair has this ability, as it's lifting, it exposes underlying pigment. So at level 1 is blue, at level 2 is blue-violet, at level 3 is violet, at level 4 is red-violet, and at level 5 is red. This is what's exposed by the hair in the lifting process of hair color. What did she not want? she didn't want red. So remember what we said about what our colors do? Yes, I could use an N series, it's cool, but it's not cool enough. Could I go in and use the C series? It's possible, it'll leave it natural, but if we're worried about her possibly having more red than she wants, I'm gonna go right to the matte series. I'm gonna use 5I, 30 volume, that's my whole formula, that's it. If for any reason and this is because she's never colored her hair, I would do a virgin touch-up, pull it through, go back in, do the root area, and pull it back over the entire head. Leave it on, it's not a problem. All developers stay on 10 minutes longer than the developer's volume. 30 volume stays on for 40 minutes. So think of it this way. Hydrogen peroxide works at about 1 volume per minute. It's a great way of looking at it. So 30 volume is going to work for 30 minutes. But what you need in the end is that last 10 minutes of downtime that the color settles itself in and actually gets rid of every ounce of red that's there to give her the most natural, neutral tone that's possible. And it can be left longer than that if you would like. It is not an issue how long you leave it. When we do shows, our models are amazed that the hair color stays on them for 3 and 4 hours from the roots to the ends. We wash them. We even have them tell the audience how great their hair feels, and they can't believe that the color was left on that long. So 5I is what I'm going to use on that head of hair, and that's what I'm going to do. Now, she comes back next month. I will use the I again on her root area, and I may just put the N series over her ends. And that's what I'll use to tone her ends. Unless she says somehow that I have a little too much red, not a problem. I'll pull the I back over it. Because not every client comes back in the optimal amount of time. Many of them are going 6 and 7 weeks. Our colors last. The amount of fadage, I have a client who's a redhead who has gone 8 to 9 weeks, because she was ill or she went away, comes back, she is 100% gray. All she has lightened is from a level 7 to a level 8 in 2 months' time. The exact brightness of red, matter of fact, people ask her, did you just color your hair? That's how good her hair looks when I do it the week before she gets color. So if there's anything you ever need to know, we have a hotline, which is 1-800-621-4859. You can call and talk to any of the girls there if you're interested in purchasing color. If you have a color question, you can ask for tech support, and we'll get you someone to help you with your color question or issue and how to make it better, because color is easy. It's not terribly hard. It's simpler than you can imagine, and I mean simple. Or you can find us online at www.ITELY Hairfashion, all one word, .US, United States. So if there's anything you need to know, we are there. Understand something about us, we're a family. I have been with the company since the beginning, and this has been my family. I share information with people. I learn from them, they learn from me. We work together as a team, and that's what it should be. Everyone working together to create the best possible effects, because who are we working for? We're working to make the general public look the best that they could possibly be, and the best they could ever look. This is their picture frame. Make them look phenomenal. Let them go out and feel good about themselves. There's nothing better when you see that smile on their face. Oh, it makes you feel so good, and makes it all worthwhile. Don't cut yourself short. Use hair color. Be a colorist. Use AQUARELY. Feel free to contact us in any way, and I'm here for you also. I am more than happy to help you in any way, shape, or form that I can, because this is what I love to do. And again, thank you for coming to my salon. I loved having you.